You've seen the whispers, the screenshots, the rumors swirling through headlines and social media. Tonight, we delve deeper because what seemed like playful banter and subtle glances was leading to something far more powerful. At 39, Melody Shari finally steps forward and everything changes. What nobody dared to believe is now confirmed. The question on everyone's mind: what really happened between Melody and Hill Harper? It all began with faint signal shared events, quiet comments, the way their energy shifted in public. But tonight, the curtain lifts. Get ready for a story of longing, betrayal, ambition, and truth. This is not just gossip, it's a chapter in two lives colliding. And trust me, once you hear what she reveals.
Growth in that is amazing because I used to be ready to check people all the time. And I literally had to spend some time with myself, learn to truly love myself after such a big divorce and scandal, right? And to get back to who is Melody? Who is Melody? What does Melody desire? Oh, Melody desires peace more than, you know what I'm saying? That's big for me. Melody desires to be in situations where I'm happy. I love people around me who are laughing, having a good time. We cut up. I'm a high-key comedian, by the way, so we cut up all the time, right?
You'll never look at their names the same way again. Melody Shari's life has always been under the lens. From her early days as a hopeful creative to her years navigating love, fame, and dreams, it's a journey filled with triumphs and heartbreaks. She climbed from obscurity, pouring her heart into her art, forging connections in the entertainment world while trying to stay true to who she was. Along the way, she fell in love, gave pieces of herself, trusted people who said they cared. And though she built a public image of strength and poise, behind the scenes were many sacrifices, late nights, self-doubt, tears. By her mid-30s, Melody had become a familiar face on television, in interviews, and on stages. She'd learned to juggle ambition and scrutiny, to smile when cameras flashed even when her heart ached.
You have to have people around you who have a similar mindset. Be okay with cutting off people who don't.
But even successful people carry hidden stories of longing for acceptance, craving a partner who sees the real you, battling the weight of expectations, and questioning, am I enough? She looked out at her reflection and wondered whether her public self truly matched her internal self. Around the same time, Hill Harper was carving his own path, a respected actor, an advocate, someone with gravitas and credentials. He had his own battles, balancing activism and acting, managing personal relationships under public pressure, staying grounded in an industry that often demands compromise. In interviews, he spoke of passion and purpose, but behind his composed exterior lurked tension.
That when you talk about failures, I've had those moments where I missed opportunities because, like you said, you missed that phone call. You were still asleep. Oh, we needed an answer immediately, or you know what I'm saying? And it's like, dang, or hey, I could have packed 100 more orders if I had just gotten up an hour earlier. I don't like feeling like, what could I have done? So feeling like I am using every second of the day is absolutely important to me.
Absolutely.
And you have to as an entrepreneur.
The burden of being an example, the pressure to choose carefully who you trust. In social circles, of course, their names had crossed, mutual friends, common events, industry gatherings, but nothing seemed overt. No public pairing, no red carpet moments, just the occasional overlapping appearance. Then fans began to notice patterns, moments of closeness, shared conversation in the corner, subtle chemistry. When Hill would leave flirty comments on Melody's posts, and Melody would reply sometimes coyly, people wondered.
Literally telling the story of a lot that took place in my marriage, and a lot of people, it resonated with a lot of people. You know, I got videos of women crying, listening to this song, saying, hey, you said in the song you gave them 5 years to cut her off. I was in mine for 15. You know, I was in mine for 20.
Are we seeing more than mere professional respect? When Melody began posting about new chapters, stepping into the light, embracing change, fans clicked their screens, trying to piece it together. Still, it remained rumor, a seed of possibility in the desert. Some said it was wishful thinking, Others insisted she was playing a public game. But Melody, ever so cautious, remained silent, letting people talk. Let the suspense do the work. Then came the turning point. A few months ago, she showed up at an industry gala with Hill by her side. They looked like partners in conversation, connected, comfortable, aligned. And social media exploded. The comments poured in. The theories circulated as though people had been waiting for a moment like this. Still, no confirmation, no statement. But here's the twist. While fans speculated about romance, what nobody expected was how deeply intertwined their paths had already become, and how long Melody had held her silence for. Reasons far more compelling than scandal or rumors. It all started when Melody accepted an offer to speak at a creative summit. She was nervous. Her reputation hinged on being polished, poised, successful. But that night, behind the scenes, she met Hill Harper again after passing in the halls, exchanging smiles, small talk. Everyone else left, but one more conversation lingered. He asked how she was doing. Really? She answered. He listened. She didn't expect it, and he didn't either, at least not in that moment. From there, whispers turned to texts, unplanned coffee meetings, late-night video calls that stretched until sunrise. At first they both fought it. This is complicated, they would say. They had brands, legacies, people watching every move. Yet, they couldn't deny the pull. Slowly, that pull became magnetic. Then came the public hints, the first glint of something more. Hill began liking posts she made, especially those about her growth, her journey, her purpose. Melody would return the courtesy in private. But the public saw what they wanted, a connection. Rumors broke out. Some fans speculated. Is Hill helping her with her next venture? Are they collaborators? Some said it was a publicity stunt. Others warned of betrayal, love links that could threaten existing relationships. But again, Melody said nothing. She watched and waited. Meanwhile, in her inner circle, people began to notice she was different. Her mood changed. She was more guarded, yet lighter. She laughed more freely, but also stared off, lost in thought. She became harder to pin down. Close friends asked, "What's going on?" But she only gave them fragments. She couldn't risk everything she had built for something ungrounded. Still, parts of her had already been changed. Then came the leak. An image surfaced online. Melody and Hill, at dinner, seemingly holding hands. It spread like wildfire. The internet exploded. Are they dating? What's happening? Is this the confirmation? But that image was just fuel, not truth. It was a spark, but nobody expected the next move. Melody decided she needed to set the record straight, not with vague captions or cryptic posts, but face-to-face, soul-to-soul. One evening, she posted a video, filmed in a quiet room, soft light, a single chair. She sat down. She looked into the lens with steady eyes. "I know many of you have been waiting," she said. "I felt your questions, your curiosity. Tonight, I want to share my truth, not to shock you, but because I deserve that truth for myself, too." What came next stunned the world. She revealed that yes, she and Hill had grown close in recent months, building a friendship that blossomed into something deeper. She admitted they were working on a project, a business venture, creative initiative, and yes, there was something more than just friendship simmering between them. But she also insisted it wasn't a casual fling. It was a meeting of souls, she said. This isn't about chasing headlines. It's about admitting what's real. It's about stepping into who I am, even if that means risking it all. Within hours, social media erupted. Hill quietly posted a heart emoji under one of her recent shots. Commenters called them the next power couple. Industry insiders speculated that this could shift everything for her, transitioning her from reality TV personality into a business and media titan with serious weight behind her name. Then, a bombshell. In her statement, Melody dropped the hint that she was stepping away from her flagship show, the one that had carried her for years. "It's time to control my story," she said. "I don't want to be boxed in. I want freedom to grow." With that choice, she risked losing fans, contracts, safety nets. Many were stunned, but the drama wasn't over. Castmates began to react, some supportive, some bitter. One posted vaguely online, "Funny how truth always comes from where you least expect." Another said, "If you betray me, don't expect me to be silent already." Speculation about hidden alliances and betrayals was rampant. Was someone jealous? Had someone felt replaced? Whispers circulated that Hill might have caused shifting dynamics behind the scenes. Others said Melody was positioning herself for more control in her career, using her relationship as leverage, or maybe it was the opposite. Hill might be leaning on her influence for his own gains. What nobody could deny was the tension between industry insiders, fans, cast, and partners. The stakes had elevated. Conversations in private rooms, heated debriefs, alliances forming, some backing off. Drama that had once simmered began boiling, and all along, Melody stayed centered. She answered just enough. She met the storm, not with loud defense, but with quiet resolve. She didn't try to sway everyone just to tell her side. She offered context, that she had been cautious to protect her heart and her brand, that she understood the scrutiny, but also that she wasn't going to hide or flinch. She vowed transparency, and yet she maintained boundaries. The story rippled outward. Media outlets seized bits of the live, quoted lines, spun theories. Some painted her as a seductress, others as a visionary. Many were shocked by her boldness. But for Melody, it wasn't about shock. It was about truth and possibility. The fallout hit deep. For Melody, the emotional stakes were enormous. She knew she would be judged even by people she loved. She accepted she might lose fans. She watched relationships shift. Some friends distanced. Some reached out awkwardly. Her family, always protective, worried whether this would hurt her or help her, or whether she could survive the storm. Her heart, it throbbed. In quiet moments, she questioned, "Did I move too fast? Am I too exposed?" But other moments, she felt a surge of liberation, a relief. The weight of secrets, lies, hiding, pretending, those burdens began lifting. Her career, too, shifted. Offers came in, some tentative, some bold. People wanted to know what the project with Hill was. Entertainment insiders began offering meetings, talk of new shows, production deals, rebranding. But also, criticism. Some accused her of being opportunistic or using personal life for public gain. She ignored much of that. Instead, she leaned on her vision. She didn't want to be reduced to a scandal headline. She wanted to be seen as a woman with purpose. In her personal life, trust was redefined. With Hill, there were late-night talks about fears, boundaries, expectations. It wasn't perfect. They argued. They questioned. They steadied themselves in vulnerability. But they moved forward, hand in hand, because something was real, not manufactured. They recognized the danger, how fame could twist motives, but they committed to guarding each other. And the ripple effect extended. Castmates responded, some betrayed by how much she had withdrawn, others supportive. Fans wrote emotional messages, some hurt, some ecstatic, some uncertain. Many wrote about their own struggles. "Seeing you brave this gives me strength to tell my truth." One message read. In that, Melody realized she wasn't just telling her story, she was lighting a path for others who had hidden too long. Her days became a balancing act: public appearances, business meetings, media obligations, all layered with the deeper weight of being under a magnifying glass. Every step she took was scrutinized, but she refused to shrink. Her voice was firm, even when vulnerable. She made intentional choices to share, to pause, to protect. And while the drama still lingers, rumors, speculation, judgments, Melody's choice to speak her truth changed more than headlines. It shifted how she views herself. It changed the conversation from gossip to growth, from scandal to possibility. She's no longer a figure to be whispered about, she's a person to be listened to. Here's where we pause. What does this moment mean? For Melody Shari, this is more than confirmation of rumors. It is a pivot, a threshold, a turning point. A 39-year-old woman unveiling layers of her life, unafraid of the cost. In that moment, she reclaims her narrative, reframing what's been assumed. She doesn't ask permission. She doesn't bow to expectations. She shows us something raw. That bravery often comes cloaked in fear. That stepping into your truth demands sacrifice. That healing sometimes begins with confession. And that love, ambition, partnership, they can coexist, if tempered by honesty. So where does Hill Harper stand? He steps closer, but not ahead. He supports, but does not overshadow. Their alignment isn't about domination, it's about synergy. Together, maybe they'll build something extraordinary. Maybe they'll falter. Maybe the path is rugged. But now, it's theirs to walk. Hopefully. To you watching, this isn't just celebrity drama. It's mirror. How many of us hide true things, waiting for permission? How many of us shy away from what scares us because the world is watching? Melody's story says, the moment you own your story, you shift your power. The world will continue to watch her, judging, praising, speculating. But now she moves first, on her terms. She invites possibility instead of shame. She turns whispers into voice. And she reminds us that reputation is not the sum of gossip. Reputation is built through the courage to stand, to heal, to evolve. As we close, imagine this, weeks, months from now, we'll look back at this moment, this public unmasking, as the moment Melody Shari stopped being the subject of rumors and became the author of her own life. We'll wonder what project she launches, what impact she makes, how Hill and she shape the future together. So stay close. Watch every post, every interview, because the next chapter be even more astonishing than the last. And if you believed rumors before, prepare now to believe in something deeper. Thank you for listening. If this story stirred something in you, leave a comment. If you've ever hidden your truth, you're not alone. And if you want more on what happens next, just say the word.